Hey friends, I am Rajwardhan Patil and welcome to another video on the channel Hashtag Minds. Friends, today I am making this video to provide you a deep knowledge on shares. Yes friends, as in my previous video, we had discussed about how does the share market work and a few about shares. Now we are just continuing the track. And yes, the topic for today is how does a company issue shares. So this is very interesting topic. So without any further delay, let's get started. Friends, to start with this discussion, first we have to understand the sentence, the topic, the main topic, which is how does the company issue shares. Now here we understand all the phrases, but I didn't understood what is issue. Now issue doesn't mean here any problem or any important point or any topic for debate. This issue is different. This issue means to provide something, to distribute something, to allow the people to get that. I will tell you an example. We will use this one in a sentence. Okay, Maruti Suzuki decides to issue 50 cars in the bumper sale. Means Maruti Suzuki allowed 50 cars to be taken by the people in the sale. Not more than 50 cars. There is the limitations. And another example is whenever you go to the market, if there is a vendor who's selling mangoes, okay, and he is having a lot of mangoes, but you can only buy the mangoes which are present with him at the present time. He would be having some more mango season go down, yes, but he had not brought it. He had only brought this much mangoes, and you have to buy that only, not more than that. And at one time, the company also issued some amount of shares, not more than that. Yes, friends? And we are going to understand that how the shares are distributed to the people, or how the people buy the shares of that company. Okay, interested in it? So let's get started, friends. Friends, we will starting with this journey with an example. Yes, usually our ice cream example, ice cream company. Okay. So if the ice cream company decides to issue 2000 shares, okay, 2000 shares at time. If the company decides to distribute 2000 shares, now it's not like that the people will come, the people will apply and they will directly buy the shares. Before issuing, the company had to think that there are also many investors who are from the middle class category. Got it? Who are from the middle class category. And if the company's demand is much more high, and if the per share amount is also high, per share cost of their company is also high, so how the middle class people will be able to buy more shares? Yes, that's the point. And so the company will decide to take the share capital from the investors in the form of terms, in the form of installments. Got it? And how these installments are mentioned, how these installments are organized, we will be talking about it. Okay, but first understand what is this word share capital. Friends, it's very simple. The money which is needed to buy the shares of the company is the share capital. Another example I will tell. When you go to the market, you buy something with the money you have. So that money that you are going to give him is the share capital. But that case is of buying and this case is of investing. Got it? And that's why the money which is needed to buy a share is called a share capital. Simply understood. So the company divides the share capital. The company takes the share capital from the people in the terms of installments. Yes, friends. And usually the company can usually provide 4 installments and or more than that, not less than that. Yes, friends. And there are also some names allotted to it. So usual 4 installments names are the first installment, which is application installment. Now what is it? Friends, this is the installment when you apply for the shares of that company. Okay. When you apply for the shares of that company, some fees are taken from you in this term of installments. Okay. Now you have to pay all the installments because you had started now. Okay. And the second installment is allotment installment. Now what this means, friends? When the shares are allotted to you, when the shares are allotted to any person, there the fees are taken, there the second installment is taken from them, which is called allotment installment. Now the third installment, these two installments are always fixed. The third installment is first call installment. Yes friends, whenever the company needs the money, whenever the company needs the money, they can take from you. They can take from you, and that is the first call. And the last is fourth installment, which is final call. Which is final call, friends. Yes, friends, final call. But the number of installment depend upon the cost of the per share. Yes, friends. Because if the cost of the per share is very high, they can set up 5, 6, 7, 8 installments if they want. These two, means application and allotment, are fixed. But first call, second call, third call, fourth call, fifth call, sixth call. But the last call should be final call. So these are the just names allotted to it, so don't bother it, friends. It was just a kind of information for you. Okay? And I hope you understand this. Yes? But there are some disadvantages also of it. Yes, friends. If you are able to pay the first installment, if you are able to pay the second installment, if you are also able to pay the third installment, but if you fail to pay the final installment, then the money you had invested, the money you had paid till now in this three installments will be forfeited. In Hindi or Marathi we can say zabt. It will be zabt by the company. You will not gain the dividend, means you will not gain the ROI, return on investment. You will also not gain the actual money what you had given to this in the term of installment. You will not get. But there is some good news that the company will not directly forfeit. The company will give you a notice and you have 7 days to cover it up. You have 7 days to pay the last installment. But if you are earned, then sorry, unfortunately your all the 3 installments will be forfeited. Yes friends, this is a very great disadvantage. And that's why you have to be alert always. Okay, but let's understand by this an example. Means in real life, how company distribute. So let's take an example. If the ice cream company decides to do it, and ice cream company also divides the share capital from the people in the 4 installments. Okay, got it? And it decides to issue 1,000 shares. Okay, for example, the ice cream company decides to issue 1,000 shares. Now, what this means, people are only allowed to buy the shares of the company in the amount of 1,000. Only 1,000 shares can be bought, not more than that. This is the limitation. Okay. Yes, but the company also decides to do it in 4 installments. So there are some amount of money that is denoted in every installment. Means in first installment, how much money will be taken from the people. In second installment, how much money will be taken from the people. So this is always announced by the company itself. So for an example, if the company decides to take 2 rupees in the application installment, I am talking about a single share, and a single share of that company is bought for 10 rupees. Its cost is 10 rupees. So how will be the 10 rupees will be divided into 4 installments? That I am telling you. So let's do some maths. If the application installment goes for 2 rupees, if the allotment installment goes for 3 rupees, here is 5 rupees done, sum up. Okay. If the first call installment goes for again 3 rupees, and the final call installment goes for 2 rupees. All done, 10 rupees, it's all sum up to 10 rupees. Now here is this order that the company will divide the installment and divide the share capital, which will be taken from that people. Okay, but this is for a single share. But if I wanted to buy 100 shares then, so first I have to find the total cost. That how only I will need to buy the 100 shares of that company on the rate of 10 rupees per share. 100 into 1000, 100 into 10, which is 1000. Means 1000 rupees. In totally, I need to buy the 100 shares of that ice cream company. Got it? And these 1000 rupees are going to be divided into installments. Okay. So if the application installment is of 2 rupees per single share, but I have 100 shares, so I will multiply 2 rupees into 100, which is 200 rupees. So in the first installment, the first application installment, I will pay 200 rupees. Now in the second installment, which is allotment installment, the cost per single share is 3 rupees. Yes, the cost per single share is 3 rupees. So, but I have 100 shares. So I will multiply 3 rupees into 100, which is 300 rupees. So 300 plus 200, 500. So these two installments are, yes, covered up. Or the third installment, which is first per installment, in which also 3 rupees were taken. 3 into 100, 300. In the last installment, only 2 rupees were taken. 2 into 100, 200. This all sums up to 1000 rupees. And I totally bought the 100 shares of that ice cream company. So this was the knowledge for today. Yes friends, hope you liked it and hope you got my speech informative. So if you like this video, then drop a like. If you are new to my channel, then subscribe my channel, friends. So thanks for watching, and also suggest me what should be the next topic I should cover in my video in my comment box. Yes friends, so it's end for today, and well, goodbye.